You should see it on there. Hello. I'm gonna be studying God's Word on Book E. If if you all wanted to like watch me learn and we can learn together. Okay, it's gonna be about the creation lesson one, and our goal is today is gonna be to understand that man was created in the image of God. Okay, here we go. This is very beautiful and great. The world which we live in, it extends much farther than we can see, farther indeed than we can even think. Have you ever examined that night and sky, tried to count the stars, or walked alone the beach and guessed how many grains and sands were under your feet? Have you ever sat under a sandy tree and made pictures out of the big fluffy clouds that drifted by? When we look at the world, it seems big compared to our small bodies. However, that does not make us less important to God. We are special to God because Genesis 1:26 says, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness." Do you know what image means? This verse, image means that man was created in the likeness of God, to rule creation, to be intelligent, and to have a personal, most importantly, man was created to have a soul. From the plants and animals or any other created thing, because he has a soul, with our souls, we can trust, worship, and glorify God. Ephesians 1:4 explains that God chose us before the foundation of the world. It is amazing to think that God knew everything about us, even before heaven and earth were created. God knew what we would like and dislike, what color our hair would be, where would we uh where would we dislike, and what the color of our what and everything else. Since God made us, knows where we are and what we're doing, He will guide the protection and protect us with the understanding we should do all we can to please Him and glorify our all-knowing God. When God created the universe, He did not labor at it as He would in building a house. He simply spoke the word and it happened. There are many people today who do not believe in God. They teach that it took billions of years for plants and animals and humans to evolve and became what they are today. This belief is wrong because the Bible does not teach us, although we may not understand how it happens. We can believe their faith that our God is created the universe and that we are made in His own image. Okay, some questions. What did God make in each of the 6 days of creation? Huh. It was found in Genesis 1 through 5. And next question, what did God do on the seventh day? Genesis 2, 2 through 3. Okay, third question. What went up from the earth Genesis 2 through 6. Okay. Fourth question. What was the name of the garden in which Adam and Eve lived in? Genesis 2 8. I'll answer this one. The Garden of Eden. Okay. Question 5. What two trees were in the middle of the garden? Genesis 2 through 9. I'll answer this one too. The tree of good and evil. Question 6. What were the names of the four rivers that flowed out of the garden? Genesis 2, 10, 14. Seven. What was the first job God gave Adam to do? Genesis 2:15. 8. What was a tree was named what was a tree that man could not eat? Genesis 2:17. 10. What did God take from Adam and Eve to make? What did God take from Adam to make Eve? Genesis 2:22. What special talents and abilities do you have that you can use to glorify God? Uh, abilities and talents. Me personally, maybe piano. I do a little piano. I can glorify God by doing that. Uh, and I can actually glorify God of teaching you right now what I'm doing the best I can. And I could sing, do the soundboard. I can help in tithes. And yeah.